Hi, Orange Girl here with another scrapbooking process video for you. I am working with the April 2018 Clique Kits, and these two photos of my daughter being quite silly we were out to eat at a Mexican restaurant, and she is being very silly. We paid with a $100 bill. We had gotten a gift of some money, and it came in the form of $100 bills, and so normally we don't carry around that kind of cash, but it was just easier to pay that way. And so she had never seen one before, and she was pretty excited, or had rarely seen one. And so she was pretty excited, and she was dressed up in this outfit. Um, and she's been wearing ties lately. She's been very interested in ties. And so we're going with that. And this blue shirt. And so what I did is I ended up pulling out a bunch of the blue from the kit. And at this point, I'm thinking I'm going to do blue and yellow and pink. So, and I do end up going with that. I just don't use quite as much pink as I am right here. So right now I'm just trying to come up with some layers behind my photos. I'm trying to make a fairly simple layout, just a couple photos with some layers behind it, and then a little fussy cutting is what I end up doing towards the end. So I'm going to use this exclusive flare that's exclusive to the kit. And then right now, when I was just pointing to that yellow, I was thinking there isn't enough yellow. I need some more yellow behind that other photo. So I'm searching for some yellow to put there, and I'm going back and forth and back and forth. You'll see me put these pink pieces of paper, pink pattern paper, in the layers and then take them out and then put them back in several times. I think they go back in at least one more time. That right there was a card that I cut up from the cut apart page. Last layout that I did, I used the words off of that, and now, but I saved it because I knew it would make a great layer at some point. So that floral paper that you see there, that is my, like, kind of my bottom layer there. On the other side of it is this great blue pattern, and it matches her shirt absolutely perfectly. So when I saw these photos and I saw that color, I knew I was going to use that as the mat behind my layout for sure, because it's just perfect. It matches perfectly. So my story here is about how it's less about the $100 bill, but more about how she's always ready to perform or to act something out or be dramatic or whatever. And so with the outfit that she had on, holding that $100 bill, she was like kind of pretending she was a gangster. And so, oh, here go those pink cards again, putting them back in. So that's kind of my story. And so I do a little, like, 2 sentences of journaling, and my title is going to be Gangsta. Kind of I love you, Gangsta. You can see over there on the left is a little sticker that I stuck to my mat there. It says I love you on it. It's from the sticker sheet, and it is in that blue color. And then this piece, I think, says something like it's a beautiful day or something like that. Not so much relevant, but it was in a little pop of pink, and it also fit. And it also matches the flare that's up in the upper right corner. That is going to end up there at some point. So there are so many stickers on the sticker sheet, and I went through and I was trying to decide what I wanted to add, and I end up, I think, only using like 3 or 4 different stickers. I do end up using that label sticker for my journaling at some point here, and then I end up using a few hearts, but other than, and that I love you, but other than that, I think that's all I end up using for this layout, which means I still have a lot left. One of the things that I did attempt, and then there go the pink again. I think that's the last time you see those pink, because they don't end up making the cut. One of the things you'll see, there's kind of a mess there where it looked like I was maybe doing some fussy cutting over there on the right. I tried to cut out some of those flowers, and they were okay, but it just didn't work for me on the layout. I wanted to add some elements here that were girly because it's a girl, and also because it's a I'm not necessarily using typical girl colors with all of that blue. Not that I believe in girl colors and boy colors because I don't really believe that, but with all that blue and then the fact that she's dressed kind of like a boy and the title is going to be gangsta, I thought it would be nice to have some elements of feminism in there, some feminine elements is what I meant to say in there. And so my first thought was the flowers, since I was already using that flower paper as one of my layers. But then you'll see later I end up adding a different element instead. So there are both flowers and butterflies when this is all said and done. So there's flowers behind in my photo or in my layers, several different layers. There are also going to be butterflies um, throughout, and then there are flowers in that flare button that's up at the top. So I am layering my two photographs on top of each other a little bit because I wanted kind of to cut out some of the background, to be honest. It just isn't important, except for I wanted to leave some of it in because I wanted you to know that we were at a restaurant. So now I'm going to fast forward through this. I did end up filming all of the fussy cutting, but I sped it up for the purposes of the video because it's kind of boring to watch. But I cut out, I think, 6 or 7 different blue and that yellow color of butterflies, and I placed them kind of in a diagonal along my layout. That's kind of the design that I'm going with, is the 2 photos kind of off to the left and then butterflies going up to the corner. So I apologize. My last couple of layouts, my audio hasn't been the best, and I've had a couple of comments about that. I'm hoping that my audio on this one is back to normal because I am doing the voiceover in normal conditions as to my other videos. So hopefully it's not some sort of something that's wrong with my computer or something, that it was just the circumstances under which I was doing the voiceovers. But today it's normal, so hopefully it all works. So that right there is my basic design, and I am pretty much all done with the exception of a few little embellishments and my title. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up both of my pictures and still have them kind of overlap each other, just like that. And then I'm going to start gluing stuff down. Oh, I just remembered that I had not put any like floss or whatever thread in the holes there, and I always like to give it a little bit of a finishing touch there, so I added a little bit more yellow. That way I almost did pink, but I didn't have the right color of pink, so I ended up using yellow. So I have a cut on my thumb. I should not be allowed to cook, apparently, or cut up things for a salad because I tend to cut my finger or try to cut it off. And so that's the Band-Aid. Sorry if it looks gross. So these alphas came in the kit, and I love them. They're like a, I don't know, kind of like a rose gold or a copper, maybe. I don't know what they're called. And some of the ephemera has that same, and some of the stickers actually have that same color in them. And I happen to have some thread that is that same color. So I end up using some thread to kind of give a pop of that same color elsewhere on the layout. And then I also add, there are some hearts, here they are right here from the sticker sheet, that are in that same metallic color. And so that kind of ties it together a little bit better. Let's see. So now I'm just going to start gluing everything down. I am using this glue in my glue bottle. It is Scotch Quick Dry Glue, and I am using an applicator. I can't remember what it's called. Sorry. It's a fine line. That's what it's called. It's called the fine line applicator. And so I'm using that to put on my butterflies, and I am just attaching them in the center. The glue dries really well and it sticks really well, so I'm not too worried about them falling off, but I wanted to let them kind of come off the page to add a little bit of depth, dimension, make it look a little bit more like they're flying. A little bit of shimmers to add few little splatters, and then I am pretty much done. I think I still need to glue down my flare button, and I add some more thread behind that, I believe, of that same copper thread. And then off camera, I do my journaling. And my journaling, you'll be able to see it a little bit better in the close-up that is coming up here. And that is pretty much it. I really enjoyed making this one. It came together really quickly. I would say I did it in one setting, which a lot of times I walk away and come back and walk away and come back, and I didn't have to do that here. I would say probably half an hour, 40 minutes total, and it was done, and that's really fast for me because I'm a pretty slow scrapbooker. It helps that I didn't do much mixed media, so I didn't have to wait for things to dry or anything, and that's about it. That's all I did. There's the final layout, and here come the close-ups. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope you like this layout, and please provide me more feedback, especially about the audio, because I'd really like to know that it worked. Thanks a lot.